Welcome to The Lounge Show, your weekly stop for films, food, fashion, and more. On the show this week, cricketing ace Steve Waugh talks charity. We tell you if Desi Boyz is worth your while. And the autobiography of an Indian nationalist. Former Australian cricket captain Steve Waugh was in Mumbai recently, but it wasn't for sports. It was Waugh's social projects that brought him to India. We caught up with him for some chatter on charity.
A rare sight on dusty Mumbai cricket fields. Former Australian captain Steve Waugh, who's here on behalf of the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation and Swiss watch manufacturers IWC Schaffhausen. As a Laureus World Sports Academy member, Waugh regularly visits various projects supported by the organization.
I love being involved in charity work. I have my own charities in Australia and India under the Steve Waugh Foundation, but the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation supports 90 different organisations around the world. So we get an opportunity to go to different countries to see different projects. The Magic Bus is one of those, and I think all of them are worthwhile. They're fantastic projects, and they change kids' lives. So why wouldn't you be supportive of that?
Waugh's visit this time was also to meet a special local boy. IWC Schaffhausen's limited special edition watch, the Ingenieur Automatic Edition, has a back engraved with an illustration by 8-year-old Sohail Abrar Khan, who is part of the Magic Bus India Foundation supported by Laureus.
Cricket, I think as sports people we have a great opportunity because we can bring awareness, we can raise money, and we can obviously help charity organisations. And I think that's what's so great about the Laureus organisation is there's 46 so-called legends of sport. And I guess wherever they go and support a project, it can raise awareness and bring, of course, people like yourself from the media to let everyone know what's going on.
Waugh also spent time interacting with other youngsters from the Magic Bus Foundation at a playground in Bandra.
Many years after the quirky British hit The Full Monty, Bollywood has decided to adapt it for Indian audiences. Rohit Dhawan, following his father David Dhawan's footsteps, has made his directorial debut with Desi Boyz, which will make its slapstick entry to the cinemas this weekend.
हमें 3 rules follow करने हैं. No.
Thank you. Set in 2009 London, best friends Jerry Patel, played by Akshay Kumar, and Nick Mathur, played by John Abraham, lose their jobs to the economic meltdown. Jerry is uneducated, lives with Nick, and is entrusted with the responsibility of taking care of his orphan nephew. Nick is a banker who is engaged to Radhika, or Deepika Padukone, overpowered by the idea of an exotic honeymoon and a mansion in London. Jerry meets his match in a sultry economics professor, Tanya, played by Chitrangada Singh, who teaches at Trinity. Faced with financial pressures, Nick and Jerry end up as escorts. The film tethers in the cracks of soft Bollywoodized musical porn and soppy drama. The camera work and editing are mediocre. Abraham's bare chest is possibly the only weak antidote to his flat performance. Kumar has some comic moments, but overall he can't do anything to lift an already predictable script. Padukone and Singh are peripheral characters as in all films of this genre, and their performances begin and end with looking good.
Damn it, I was an investment banker. I had a promising future. तेरी तरह shortcut expert नहीं था.
Among the new books out recently is The Scattered Leaves of My Life. Min Supriya Nair tells us whether it's worth a read.
On 9th September 1892, an auspicious day in a hot, stuffy third-room floor set aside for the polluting business of childbirth, yet another granddaughter was born to the Maharishi. This sentence begins the memoirs of Sarla Devi Chaudhrani, a woman perhaps best known today as Rabindranath Tagore's niece and an early participant in the Gandhian movement. But the memoirs, which are out in a new translation by Shikata Banerjee, published by Women Unlimited, tell us that she was a fascinating, multi-talented woman with many aspects to her extraordinary life. This is a window into the early years of the freedom movement and the Indian National Congress, and it's fascinating to hear about those times from someone who was the first woman to sing Vande Mataram in a meeting of the Indian National Congress. It also tells us about early feminism in India, and indeed Sarala Devi was a feminist foremother and someone to whom the women's movement in India today might owe a huge, if somewhat complicated, debt. For a feminist and a nationalist, life was complex, and every aspect of that is explored in these amazing memoirs, which I highly recommend.
Constantino Papadimitriou, the head of design and innovation for Forever Mark by De Beers, was in Mumbai for the launch of the new Milamoy collection. We caught up with him to talk about his take on Indian jewelry.
Well, I love the traditional Indian with the color and the enamel painting, but I also like how that's being translated into more contemporary design. So the color is then turned into the use of diamonds and the shapes. So I think it's the shapes that really excite me, and how they mix. There's such a mixture of diamonds and different shapes of diamonds, so whether they're pairs or marquise and round. And I think that so again, I don't know the styles and to give you the exact name of a style, but I think it's the richness and the way everything is brought together. I thought worldwide there would be a solitaire, and you come to India and it's in almost any shape. And so I've seen pear shapes and I've seen all sorts of shapes. But I think from a worldwide, the round brilliant is still the preferred. But then again, every diamond has its own particular characteristics, and the craftsmanship is the ability to free that beauty of that specific diamond. So you just can't look at it and say you have to look at that diamond itself.
And that's it for this week. Thanks for watching.